Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So this may look a little familiar to you all. I'm filming 2 videos in one day, but this one will be released on Friday, hopefully, if you're all watching right now. I decided to do a video where I'm talking a little bit more about some of the things I regret. It has to do a lot with vanity, of course. Everything from hair faux pas to eyebrows to then weight, but I think that it's like really good to talk about it, and it's pretty funny some of the things that I have done in the past 5 years or so. So if you want to stick around and watch me recount all of the stupid things that I have done in the past 5 years, just stay tuned and check things first. I took a long time to let go of the straightening iron. I know a lot of people had this similar issue, but for me, it was really easy to talk myself out of saying I was damaging my hair, because since I am mixed and it's really easy for me to go from curly to straight all the time, I just thought it's just a part of my hair. It's not really like damaging it. It's just like I have 2 different ways I can wear it, and when I wear it straight, I just need to like make sure it always looks really pin straight, so I'm gonna keep straightening it out. I've done a whole bunch of stuff over the years, a whole bunch of things. When I was younger, there weren't curly hair products. I mean, this natural hair phenomenon has only really reached its zenith, or its, you know, what is it called? Reached the height of its popularity in the last 4 years or so. So for me growing up, there was no Mix Chicks, there was no Shea Moisture, there was no Cantu, there was no Diva Curl. My mom really struggled trying to find a product that wouldn't weigh my hair down and wouldn't, you know, make it look too greasy. And I hated grease growing up. I would avoid it, which is probably why I have such a dry scalp now, but I would run away from it. And honestly, her doing my hair was just such a roller coaster of pain and turmoil, because I was tender-headed, that nothing really worked besides me sitting in a chair for an hour or 2 getting my hair straightened by a Dominican lady. So that was the first foray into me straightening it. And I mean, I wish I could go back in time and say, no, little Ish, don't do it. Your hair is beautiful. But there just really wasn't a product that let me see the full potential of my curls. When I turned about 12 or 14, I actually got a keratin treatment, which I will show you a photo right here. And it basically turned my hair from really curly to these waves, but then there was all this damaged part at the bottom that I never really noticed until they put the keratin in it. So it was like wavy, and then strands of straightness. It was kind of like I got a perm and I was trying to transition out, and these were all the transition pieces. But it wasn't, it was just my hair. And so it just looked a mess. And in college, I continued to straighten it. In boarding school, I would wear it curly and straight. So it was kind of just a tug-of-war until I made the decision about 2-3 years ago that I really wanted my hair to be healthy, and I really wanted to embrace my curls. And so I did, and I'm so happy with the way it's come out. It's beautiful. The curls are awesome. I didn't know my hair was this curly. My mother didn't know my hair was this curly. So when we saw how healthy it was getting, and it went from, you know, waves to some curls to ringlets to like these really tight spiral ringlets, we were just like amazed and in awe. And I will show you a couple other pictures where it just looked really thin, it looked really dry. I went to Diva Curl and got a haircut, let it grow out, did a bunch of terrible stuff to it again. Then I went to Weeadat, and they basically said that they were gonna have to give me a mohawk, and it was just tragic. So I have all those pictures listed. And the reason I'm not going really in depth with this hair story is because I really want to do a longer video about my hair journey and put a whole timeline of videos and photos up. So I just want to talk briefly about the fact that my hair was a hot ass mess for years, and I was just not listening to it, and my hair was crying out for moisture and for it to be curly and for me to embrace it. And now I'm so glad that I finally started to listen to my hair, and I'm really happy as well for, you know, just the growth that it's had and the growth it's had on me. I'm just more, you know, confident. I'm not gonna stress out, you know, not being able to go to the salon. I'm not gonna stress out about my hair not being pinned straight. It's just free and does what it wants. love yourself, love your hair, embrace it in every part of your transition. If you are transitioning, embrace it in every step of your hair journey, and just know that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. And in a year, if you can wait that long, even in the next 6 months even, your hair will look 10 times better than how it started. And if I could do it, then you can too, and these pictures prove it. Another thing that I regret is the damage that I did to my eyebrows. They were not always this thick and luscious. I'm tooting my own horn in this video, but I love my eyebrows. I really think that it took a while to get them back to where they are now, and so I'm just really happy that I have eyebrows, because when I was in boarding school, when I was 14, a group of girls basically made fun of me because I had what I call Kajol eyebrows. And Kajol is this really beautiful Bollywood actress, but in the 90s she was known for having a unibrow, and I'll put a picture of her here. And me, I guess I must have had a little baby unibrow too. I like to call it the Pakistani coming out. But you know what? I should have embraced it, because yo, Pakistanis and Indians have the most beautiful eyebrows. They're so thick and luscious. So if I have a little mini unibrow, I'm just gonna have to face it. But it really did hurt me when I was younger. So I cried to my mom and I said, Mom, please, can I get my eyebrows done? Like, people are making fun of me. They're saying I have a unibrow. I don't like it. And she was like, no, Aisha, you're too young. 14 years old is too young to start getting your eyebrows done. No. So I cried to my dad. And I was like, you gave me these eyebrows. Nobody understands. I don't want Kajol eyebrows. I want 2 eyebrows, Dad. And he was just like, okay. So he had me go to the nail salon, and they did my eyebrows. And I was feeling myself. I went back to boarding school and I was like, okay, look, I got 2. And I was just like so happy. But in the next 2 years, every time I would go home, I would get my eyebrows done. And then over the summer, every 2 weeks, I would get my eyebrows done. To the point where I literally had lines for eyebrows. And in the 2000s, during that time, then eyebrows were in fashion. But me, my eyebrows, they weren't little thin like eyebrows. They were lines. They were like 3 pieces of hair on top of my eyes. And y'all know how big my eyes are. So just imagine 3 little tufts of hair just like trying to compete with these eyes. So when my Sweet 16 came along, I literally went to get my eyebrows done, and the lady said to me, there's no hair there, sweetheart. I can't take anything off. And I was just like, whoa, really? And looking back on those pictures, and I'll put one right here, zoom in, it really looks crazy, doesn't it? It really looks like, girl, you have no eyebrows. I didn't even know anything about filling in my eyebrows or anything. So it really was just lines. Little hair lines above my eyes, just there. And I kind of looked like I had no eyebrows. I kind of looked like Kim Kardashian at the Met Ball when she bleached her eyebrows. I didn't like that look. That wasn't a good look, Kim. And it wasn't a good look on me. So finally, I stopped going to the nail salon. I did not let anybody touch my eyebrows. I didn't even tweeze my eyebrows. I put castor oil on them suckers. I put coconut oil. I put every type of oil known to man to make sure them things grew. And it wasn't until I was 18 years old that my eyebrows fully came back. I'm pretty sure that they were scared to come back on my face because they knew that I had a history of taking them suckers off. So they just wanted to make sure that it was safe to come back. And I appreciate them. I appreciate y'all. Just know they will never happen again. So nowadays, I used to get them threaded, but then I felt like they were getting thin again. So I was like, okay, no. So now I get them waxed at the European Wax Center when I also get my hookah waxed. And I'll talk more about that as well. Number 3 is what I mentioned before, waxing. So this is gonna get a little TMI, but a lot of black women, especially because of our curly hair follicles, get ingrown hairs. And for me, that was happening a lot down there. So for some stupid odd reason, I decided that I wasn't gonna get waxed anymore, because I had already known that waxing was the best thing to eliminate that issue of ingrown hairs around my private parts. But last year I was just being really cheap and saving for my apartment and things like that, and I went a long time without getting a wax. And I used to have the European Wax Center like wax pass, so you know I paid like $400 for like a whole year's worth of wax, and it really was great because it's like once a month and it was fine. And then for the next 6 months after it ran out, I didn't get a wax, and I was wondering, I was just like, oh, this looks so bad, like I'm gonna do so many ingrown hairs, it hurts, like nothing's working, I really do need to start getting waxed again. So I go back to my wax lady and she's been like, it's been a long time, and I was like, girl, I know. And I mean, I paid for not getting those waxes. Like, I paid the amount of pain that happened when she went to town. I was just like, oh no, this is not worth it. I need to come once a month so there's barely anything there, and she could just because she was trying to fight like 6 months worth of ingrown hairs and forestry that was going on. I look like, you know, a national park. And so I mean, I commend her. You're my fave, but still, ladies, make sure that you just take care of down there. You know, if you don't want to wax, if you can't go through that pain, even though it's not that bad once you know, get into the habit of going, but if you can't get behind that, just make sure that you shave and trim, and make sure that you're using a serum or, you know, a lotion that protects you against ingrown hairs, because they're not fun and it's not great to pick out. And you know, if you don't take care of it, more and more will come, and then it just looks like a nasty mess. And you know, in a couple months, swimsuit season's gonna be here, and you don't want dark marks and bumps and things like that down there, so just, you know, be careful. So the next thing that I regret is getting off of Proactiv. Yes, I am a Proactiv person. Honestly, they should have me on their channel, like on their commercials, and just say like, back in the day, I used to have such bad skin, but now, thanks to Proactiv, I am now in love with my skin. It's clear, it's flawless, it's fearless. Okay, so I'd be lying a little bit about the flawless part, but back in college when I was religiously using Proactiv, I hardly had any bumps. And I will put a picture right here of my skin without any makeup. I used to go to class without any makeup. I put like maybe some powder and some mascara on, and I'd be good to go. And it was just like so easy, and I was in love with my skin, and I wasn't doing anything crazy like drinking a gallon of water like everyone says, or like even working out a lot or anything like that. I was just using Proactiv and making sure that I washed my face twice a day. And so that doesn't mean that I stopped washing my face, but when I graduated, I kind of thought, oh, I really want to go natural products. Like I know Proactiv is, you know, really helpful, but I just feel like there's a lot of chemicals in there, and I feel like my face is addicted to it, and I just want to get off of it and try something new, and maybe my face will react even better. No. I lasted a year. I tried everything under the sun, like Neutrogena, African black soap, all this stuff, tea tree oil. My face was not having it. The dermatologist was like, actually Proactiv was probably the best thing you could have done. And my face went into such shock that every single pimple came up. I never used to get pimples on my cheeks, and now that's a phenomenon that I have. And my face is so sensitive that I would just touch it and it'd leave a dark mark. So now, you've seen from my videos, I have so many dark marks, and the dermatologist was basically like, in order for you to get rid of all these dark marks, you're gonna have to have not 1 but 2 chemical peels. 2 at like a cost of $200 to $300 each. And that just sucks, because if I had just stayed on my little $40 Proactiv a month, I wouldn't have to shell out $200. I wouldn't have to deal with, oh, I hate how my face looks. And even though it's pretty clear, like clear as in there's no acne, I hate that there's so many dark marks. Like, it really pisses me off, because, you know, I have to, it's a lot easier to get rid of a pimple than it is to get rid of a dark mark. So I need to try to find another serum. I've gone through 3 different serums already. If you have a suggestion, please leave it in the comment box below. And my 5th and last regret that I have is getting off of my birth control pills and getting the birth control shot. So in college, when I transferred to UNC, since I wasn't going to be around my gynecologist a lot, I was like, it doesn't make sense for me to stay on, you know, birth control pills. And FYI, I was on birth control pills since I was 14 years old to regulate my period. So I honestly, like, had a pretty steady, you know, routine for taking my birth control pills, but I was just like, this is a new college, it's so big, I want to be in so many different organizations, I just don't know if I'll remember to take my birth control pills. Which I should have just been like, suck it up, buttercup, make sure that your alarms are on 3 times if you need to, and just keep taking your pill. But I told my gynecologist, hi, like, I'm gonna be in North Carolina, I just don't know if I'll be able to see a gynecologist there, and I'm not sure if I'll be able to get my birth control pills, so could we just try the shot? I heard that it's really good, and I mean, I only had to get it like every 3 months or so. And he said, I really wouldn't recommend it, you know, a lot of people gain weight and there's a lot of side effects and things like that. And I was like, oh, well, I haven't gained weight from the birth control pill, so I think I'll be okay, let's try it. When I transferred to UNC Chapel Hill, I was 116 to 120 pounds depending on my period. I got on a birth control shot, and it literally made me believe that I was pregnant eating for not even twins, triplets. I want to say triplets. I was hungry all the time. All the time. And UNC had a Chick-fil-A, a Subway's, an Indian food spot, and a 24-hour Wendy's. I gained 20 pounds in 3 months. 20 pounds. I went from 116, 120 to 135, almost 140. Like, I stepped on a scale one time at my friend's house and I said, oh girl, your scale is broken. She's like, no, it's not. I just weighed myself the other day. And I was just like, that was a humble moment for me. I was humbled. And like, a lot of people in the South are just like, oh girl, you're getting thick, and like, no, it looks good on you. But I just felt heavy, and I felt heavy. I have not lost the weight. If anything, I've gone up a little bit more. And I mean, I like my hips and my thighs, and I don't want to go back to 120. I just think that like, at almost 25 years old, I don't need to be at 120 pounds anymore. But like 130 would be a great weight for me. And so I just want to get back to that. 5 months on the shot, I go back to my doctor, and I'm just like, and he weighed me, and he was just like, he's like, do you want to stop the shot? And I was like, he's like, do you believe me when I said that it would be, you know, have some effects? And I was like, he's like, you want to go back on the pill? I was like, so I got back on the pill like a good little girl, but the weight never came off. And my appetite kind of never went back to what it used to be. I used to not be able to finish a Big Mac. Like, I would eat maybe 3/4 of it and be too full. Now, I can finish a Big Mac and the fries. So, thank you all for watching me spiel some of my most embarrassing and regrettable moments in the last, I said 5 years before, but I want to say 5 to 10 years, because I've done some really crazy, like, stupid stuff in the past, and I'm sure we all have, and pictures prove it. And that's why I never, you know, get rid of the pictures on Facebook, because I like to say that I'm humble, okay? I like to remember where I come from. But again, thank you all for watching, and if you want to see more videos where I lament all of the stupid stuff that I've done in the past, just let me know. If you have any video ideas, put them in the comment box below. And of course, if you are subscribed to my channel, thank y'all. And if you're not, come on people, just subscribe. It doesn't hurt to just subscribe. So thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next week, and have a great weekend. Bye.